pounds of torque or something ridiculous. So I'm very excited. We're getting a new Hummer.
They're opening up. They're opening up a new plant up there in Detroit or somewhere.
Oh, really?
It's just going to be just to make all their electric vehicles, and that's going to be the main ones. I think it's going to come out sometime next year or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's well, they said see it on 5/20/20.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like they're just debuting it or if it's going up for sale or pre-order or what, but it's going to be cool. My little childhood, like amazement at Hummers is going to be revitalized. I'm excited.
Make my notes real quick. Get out of y'all's hair. Welcome, everybody. This is the last day of our 39th week. We'll have new numbers. Yesterday, so far this week, we're up 112.21. We average 124.52 over the last 38 months as of last Friday. So we should hopefully we'll have a good day today and add to that. And the market is, let's see if it's open. It's open. It should be open now. And it was down pre-market. And I don't see it here yet on the. Okay, it's down. The Dow's down 167.82. S&P's down 7.04. NASDAQ's down plus 18.18. Remember, if you hadn't done this, you need to send an email to micromomenttrading.com, your name and your cell phone number. And that way, if these gentlemen come back later on, you will get a text telling you that. When they go off today, where you see the charts now, that's going to turn to a big white blank space. That's supposed to do that. Don't cut it off. If you want to come back, you want to sign back in. I think maybe that's all I have. Oh, we got an exciting day today. Randy Bassett, who's been with us 14 years and been doing the covered call strategy all that period of time, is going to be on our Friendly Friday phone-ups about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before we get off this afternoon. There's several people, and Micah knows what they're looking for, and he'll come through later on and explain. So if you have a question that you want to give to Randy, let us know, and we'll hook you up and you can talk to him directly. Also, I have about 3 old emails, about a week old, came to a different address. That people that are on here, and they're probably on here today, and we will address those 3 emails sometime during the course. Okay, I'm through.
Wow, what is going on with Apple? Holy smokes.
Yeah, market's going to be a little bit confused today, guys, probably due to the obvious Amazon. If you guys didn't see it, you should type it into your search bar. It's pretty comical. So I think most of the market's going to be focused on that. So we're going to have some, a little bit of weird movement, probably not huge volatility in other aspects because a lot's happening over there. So we'll see.
Well, this is also Brexit, the British thing, the EU happens today also, so that should be interesting.
That's right.
Oh, Deshaun coming out the gate, 14 cents on a SPY put.
You're kidding me.
Wow.
Nice.
I don't remember if he was here yesterday, but he usually takes off then and he comes back all powered up,
Yeah. Man, good work, Deshaun.
Okay.
Man, I've known Deshaun for a long time, and he's kind of cerebral. He's cerebral. He thinks a lot. And I guess that's what happens, yeah.
Pack says Tesla's going crazy. Yeah. Mark got 4 cents on Q-put. Good job.
Yeah, they had earnings as well, I believe, right? They had them this week. I'm not sure what day they were on, but
Tesla had some earnings and they did real well. The stock's up tremendously. Stock price.
Yeah, Tesla's. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and Amazon's
up like 4. Oh,
Amazon's getting ready to become $1 trillion company probably today.
Yeah. I think it passed it as of last night.
Oh, did it?
Yesterday evening. Yeah, let me look up.
It's a very rarefied club.
Market cap. I don't know if I can. See the cap. Crazy. How much money do you think Bezos made overnight on that bet?
18 billion. 12 billion.
12 billion.
Yeah.
Not a bad payday.
That's how much he made?
He made 12 billion.
It's market value.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's not money in the bank, but still.
And his wife, a few days ago, sold a bunch of the stock. She just missed it. I mean, she's still got many billions of dollars, but
yeah, I was going to say she probably did okay.
Yeah.
Martha, 18 cents on Intel put. Good
Wow.
heaven.
Martha, Deshaun's out here killing it. Why you gotta one up him? Why you gotta do that?
Mark, one of those questions.
Yes.
Mark, one of those questions I've got in the email and we'll read later. They want you to address. They're just asking you some real nice little questions and won't make you do anything terrible. I really appreciate it if later on when we open up the lines you can and I'll read what they want. So.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from some folks we haven't heard from. History kind of shows that those who participate, ask questions, do well with trading. So we know there's a lot of you out there we haven't heard from. By all means, please jump in, ask questions, let us know who you are.
Yep. It's really true. Martha says, sorry, I won't report anymore. Oh, no, I hurt her feelings. I'm sorry, Martha.
You were terrible to her yesterday.
That's true, man. I've been giving her a lot. I forgot. I didn't realize that. I will take it easier.
Brian from Fort Worth's back on him. Brian is an attorney there at Fort Worth. We have lunch 2 or 3 times a week. And he's been transferring money in 401ks and IRA. He's all ready to go, so he's going to be starting investing now.
Awesome.
All right.
Welcome, Brian.
That's right. We even welcome lawyers.
That's right.
Mark grabbed 4 cents on the key put as well. Oh, Martha.
Did she do it again?
No, she said no need. I'll let others report.
Oh, now. Don't.
Totally kidding.
Don't be mad at us.
Didn't Martha come to the seminar in Fort Worth? Seemed like she did. Martha, did you come to the seminar in Fort Worth?
I don't believe so. I think it was Marion was.
Marion was there, and our lady that's down in Florida somewhere trading right now.
Yeah, I missed the first one. Yeah, Melissa, Marion, and Kathy, I think.
Yeah.
For our female representation, and they were absolutely awesome.
Well, and Martha's so quiet. She probably just stood outside behind the door the whole time, the entire day.
She says she's coming to the seminar. Yeah, I believe we're having one in March. It's no yet, but Apple's kind of moving strange. We just move all at once and paused. Huge move down, and then it just kind of froze. So possible bounce here, but the scale of these moves is quite intense. Yeah, 321.80 to about $1.20 in a minute. So.
Yeah, Q is not doing a whole lot. It's one of the smallest gaps I've seen on Q in, long time. But some of you were still able to get some of that, so that's awesome.
Pause answering for the next 10, 15 minutes and just focus on what trade set up here. So don't think I'm ignoring you guys. We're still in a stack down position. M1's turning up. Oh, looks like the put wants to continue. We have still an increasing flare on E3, so I'm going to prep the.
Hey,
right, let's
317.5, but
keep an eye on the 222 strike put on Q. If it breaks down or if it's just continue to do this cycle. Kind of high in the case on 2 and 3.
I was not sure if it wants to open up. I don't like the pullbacks on the 317.5. I'm going to move to the 320.
Tim,
Yeah,
heat wave today.
Oh, did you hit the 84 finally?
It's 84, but
Oh my gosh.
for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be 82.
Tried to get in at 144 and it passed me up very quickly. Might try to re-enter here.
Okay, I entered at 1.
I got some at 152 there.
We're at 107.
Spreads
You're in
open
at
up.
Go ahead and get out at that right now. All right, got out at 107, 1 to 107.
fantastic. 7 cents, good.
I like those at 1. They make them easy to figure out the
I'm gonna pull out of
percentages.
this. Let's see.
7%. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I
in
got
that. What'd you get out at?
Sorry, I was able to
What
get out of that at 140. 146. It stopped me at
So you have a loss.
146.
That's what you got out at.
Yeah.
But you're in at 150.
Yeah, big reversal. Yeah,
Okay.
we're actually gonna probably
right,
re-enter
let's-
this though.
Yeah, let's reprep the 222.5 and see if we bounce off this Bollinger Band or if that's all there is.
That was only 2.67.
Sorry guys, back in from 149. It's a bit of a flurry here.
Yeah, I'm in at 77.
And let's hop right out.
And
Out from 149.
What'd you get it for?
5.
That was flat.
Okay. Even.
Okay, I got out 177 to 81.
Wait a minute. 77 to 81 or 177 to 81?
77 to 81 on Q.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And I think that's probably all she wrote on.
5.1219.
Cool. All right. Let's see what's going on here.
Apple wants to break down here through 320. It's just, I think the intense volatility is what's causing it to pull back like that. Yeah, out at 149 and it's up to 156, 159, 163. There it is. Yeah, there was our push.
Yep.
Mistimed that one by about 30 seconds, guys.
All right. Keep an eye on the 222.5. We get another push down here, we'll jump in.
Oh my God, 179.
73.
Yep, there's 20 cents. Ouch.
Yeah. Let me see. Wow. Spreads are just moving all over the place.
Okay, Mikey, you've done 2 apples and you've done 2 Qs, right? Tony?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
9.52 net ahead. Good.
Move down to the 317.5. Price is too high now.
Yeah. All right, we're at the 222.5. It's probably
Up to 193. That hurts.
ooh.
Just about had it, guys, but not quite.
You know what's coming back to haunt you, Micah, is all that criticism you do referring to those stocks and how you turned against them and don't like them. And
Yep. Apple's moving now.
they're coming back to get you. They're coming back to get you, really hard.
See, but I faked Apple out. I said, "Oh, Apple's never moving. I'm gonna move to something else," and then I stayed, and now it's moving. Aha.
That's the secret.
All
Threaten to
honesty,
leave.
I might have to re-into this. We're breaking down through 319 as well. All honesty, this is the best option movement I've seen on Apple in probably a month and a half, maybe more. This is
Yeah,
gorgeous. Like this is like making me excited inside because it's actually
It's moving like Q.
haul in. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. 97.92. Come on, Q. We're in a put position on Q. Got a nice stack down going here. Get a little volume in. All right. I entered on the 222.5. I'm at 93. And we're at 93. I'm out, getting out. Okay, even 93 to 93. It
Good.
turned on me.
Nice. All right, I couldn't help it anymore. I finally grabbed some of that. Let's see. Where do we fill? 124. Already up. Naturally, I just saw it moving. I couldn't help it. Let's set a sell to close here at 130.
$130 even.
I wonder if we just lost Micah. The charts have frozen. We might have lost Micah.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely lost Micah.
Okay.
Let's see. If you want to, let's see, I can change over, do my screens here. Let's go. Okay, I've got mine up now. Sorry, I can't make it bigger. I think we lost Micah there, folks.
Okay, he'll be back on.
Let me change the side to. There we go. Sorry, I had Q on both sides. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's go through some questions here. Let's see. Kathy asks, please discuss what you saw on the charts to get into trade. Are you talking about Q or actually Kathy's probably talking about Apple. 03, good job, Kathy. Made 3 cents on Apple. Excellent. And as soon as Micah comes back on, we can talk about that. 9 cent on continued Apple put, shot from 192 to 03. Nice job. Micah just texted me. He says that my internet shows it's on, but everything is frozen. Yep.
Well, you just have to freeze it. Well, Kathy's burning them up. Look at the Apple. 3 cents, 9 cents.
Nice.
Sean,
Another 2 cents. Oh, it's for QQQ. This is the other Kathy. Okay. All right. Kathy, what I saw was a good position on the lowers. It was all in a put position, had a stack up on the upper, and an increase. I started seeing an increase in the option chain.
Can't believe the Dow's down 236 points. S&P's down 17.81. Nasdaq's down 23.
Up 9 cents on QQ puts. Happy Friday. Absolutely. That's from Brandon. Right on. Morning. Shout out to Tim. Thank you. Benefited from hearing a new perspective. Thank you, David. Hope you're having a good morning too. Here I am talking. Look at this Apple or this Q. Let's look at the 225.5 Q put. I mean, yeah, I'm going to jump in on that. Okay. Closing order. I don't know how that happened. At 101.
You're in at 101?
Yep. And out at 112. Wow.
Well.
Good heavens.
11 points. That's fantastic. 11 cents.
It just got caught all of that.
10.89%.
Wow. I'm not sure how I got all of that, but okay, I'll take it. Didn't look like it was that strong. Okay, let's look again at the 222.5. Actually, let's jump down to the 222 strike put on Q. If it bounces off and hits back down, we're in a strong put position on the lowers. And I'm back in at 87. Closing. It's at 88, 86, 89, 90, and set a close for 91, 91. I know it's there. There it is. Hits 91 and jumps over. Okay. 93.
Did you get out?
No, it's it jumped over my my limit. There we go. Out at 92, 87 to 92. Wow.
5.75.
It's getting a strong push up now. See if it does what it's doing. I'm bouncing off of the M1 and back down. Starting to see this pattern form again. Yep. See what it does here. Okay, you can see there's a lot of space on E3. Haven't seen that kind of space in a long time. E1 trying to turn up. It's looking like we're just getting a lot of pressure for a lot of downward pressure on Q right now. Let's see what happens. Let's keep that that 222 strike put in mind. Mike is resetting his stuff now. Should be on shortly. He was trying to push through the M1.
Did you see that note from Sue?
I didn't.
It says, Tim, get the charts up okay, question mark. It's like they started maintenance on the internet.
Yes, yes, they're up. I've got my charts up.
Got 8 trades so far. We're up 26.16.
Nice.
we're over our average, so it's good. What, 10 points over our average for the week.
And guys, I will get back to your questions as soon as Micah gets back on. Kind of focus on the trade here. All right. Well, we meant to jump back over to the call side on Q. If we do, we'd be at the 221.5. See, 46, just, all right, 108. Set up for the push-up, maybe. Let's see, Colin says, tried filling at 108, 10 seconds before you were switching to 225 put and didn't get filled. How'd that happen? Sometimes it just moves so fast, it just doesn't get filled. It happens. Another 11 cents and 5 cents on Apple. Kathy M, good job. Marion, good morning. Am I the only one who can't hear anyone talking? I hope so. I hope so.
No, I think everybody's here. It's just fine. She may
Okay.
have.
I think we'd heard from others. 4 trades in Apple so far, positive 15 cents. Long trade is 35 seconds. Gene, nice job. Nice job. All right, we're going to look over on the call side on Q. Let's look at, we'll look at the 222. It's got a nice 54 delta. Let's get another push up here. Got crossed strong on E1. E2 is crossed over. E3 is rounded on the bottom and headed up. So,
Hello, everyone.
hey, he's back.
Hey, Mike, what happened on that trade? The Apple, you bought it for 124, then everything froze.
Yeah, my audio was the first thing to cut out. Oh, you want me to show my screen?
Oh, go ahead and show your screen. Yeah, yours
Okay.
is larger for some reason. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me.
All right, we're gonna enter.
I was able to get the sell through, unfortunately, at 139 before I cut off.
Yeah, I entered. Sorry, I entered that Q call at 84.
You got in at 124 now at 139.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I really wish I wouldn't have gotten that
82.
sell through though, and then would have just been sitting in it. I think
15 cents.
that would have been.
80.
What did that put get to, guys?
Well, hold on. That's 12. You did on that Apple 12.
82, 84, 83. Still in this queue. We're at 83, we're at 84. I'm go ahead and getting out of this. All right, I got out at 85. Went in at 84, got out at 85.
Okay.
It's just waffling there at the 222.
About
222.24.
Michael, that was great on that Apple, 12.09%.
Nice.
Well, let me clarify. I got the order. I still have to. I'm restarting my. I guess I have to restart my platform now. I sent the order, so it definitely filled because it was a limit order at 139, but I might have overfilled, but we'll see. if it moved fast enough. I really wish it wouldn't have, though. Did anybody see, was anybody watching that 317.5 strike put? You guys know what it topped out at? I'm so happy we have some option movement on Apple, though, guys. Seriously, we were watching that put from like, I think I first saw it at 60 cents, and it was too cheap for me to trade, so that's why I moved up to the 320. If you guys remember that, the pullbacks were too aggressive when I said that. That option price was 50 or 60 cents. Yeah, it was in the 50s, I remember, and it was like pulling back really severely, like 4 or 5 cents at a time. I said I don't like the pullbacks; they're too severe, and then I moved up to the 320. So
we're up 39.42 so far today.
Nice.
We're up 163.94 for the week. Our average is 120 cents.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah, so the mid 50s to, I saw Apple on my phone got down to what, 318 ish. So we probably got up to the, I'm gonna check the chart.
Check the tape. All right, let's head back over to the put side. Excuse me. On Q. Look at the 222.5. If we get a trade in, it'll be at that strike.
Did we catch up on any questions or no?
Did a few.
Did a few? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm trying to. Let's see.
No, yeah, you're good. I'll just roll through them. 2 cents on the SPY put from Deshaun. Brandon got 9 cents on Q puts. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday, Brandon. Very nice. From David, morning. Shout out to Tim. Have benefited from hearing a new perspective. Yeah. Yeah, it worked out. I'm a fan of the dynamic and everything.
Yeah.
Indra. All right. Indra, this is his last day with the live sessions for now, it looks like. I shall watch YouTube recordings to keep up. Last time the sound was not too good to hear Joe say something about it at the end of the session. Hope to join live again in a few months, plus 21 cents on Q puts.
Okay, I jumped in on I'm in at 106, currently at 112. Holy moly.
Did you get in at 106?
Yeah. It was a wide spread, but I got a real nice price on it.
What'd you get at it?
I'm still in it.
Might have another put unfolding on Apple too. Let's prep the 315.
Holy smokes, this thing is just dropping like a rock. It's jumping like from 116 to 127. Wow. 123.
Not sure if we're gonna break this previous low on Apple, but
let's see where this goes. All right. Okay. Wow. I got out at 118. Holy smokes.
are you just printing money right now, Tim?
Apparently so. But
Well,
hurry, I gotta put some paper.
Apparently so.
I gotta put more paper in the printer.
11.32%.
Oh, we're just getting
I
these
think he's-
dramatic drops in Q.
We're up 50.74 for today net.
Oh, did you exit that trade, Tim?
I did.
Oh, where? I thought.
112. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying wow because it was at 118. So I thought you were just still in it, just letting
Oh
it,
no.
it ride. Like,
I know. I
hey.
usually do. I usually do my wows when I'm in the the trade.
Yeah. You know what I miss? One of the things I miss most from Tony is
Huh.
our wow thing. Do you guys remember that? I want to go back through old recordings and make a compilation of all of our like.
No, I can hear Tony go, wow.
Wow. Oh wow. He's like what's that guy's name that played Lightning McQueen? You know what I'm talking about? The blonde guy that always says wow. What's his name?
I can't.
Oh, good times. All right, I'm gonna catch up on Apple's bouncing up. E1's bottomed out and reversing. E2 and 3 are very bottomed out. Obviously, we've had a long run down, so I'm going to catch up on some questions. Colin, tried filling at 10.
All this is the first 36 seconds of the market.
Sorry.
First 36 minutes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
made
yeah.
this 0.74% in the first 36 seconds.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Colin, tried filling at 108, 10 seconds before you were switching to the 222.5 put and didn't get filled. How'd that happen?
Oh, I covered that.
Oh, so you've read a lot of these then?
Yeah, actually,
Indra's as well? Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I did not read Indra's.
Oh, okay.
His last day. Yeah,
So you read Kathy's
I went
return.
past that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sean got another 4 cents. I can't believe it. Fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll skip to
That's
this
from
one.
there. Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
I'll skip to this one. Kathy addressed me, so I haven't read this one.
Okay.
Micah, the 317.5 Apple put went up to at least 164. Is that what you asked? Yeah. Yeah, I was saying I wish it hit let's see where it hit on that move. I mean, right now it's obviously higher, but that's not exactly fair. But on that move down, oh, that's sad.
What happened?
It looks like it hit the 190s.
Oh my goodness.
What is back to now? Yeah, 190. The highest fill I show was 195. Dang.
Okay, let's
yeah, it's
look
passing
at
$2 right now. Oh,
Yeah, let's look at the 222 strike put on Q. It's like we're going down again.
yeah. We're prepped on the see if we can even fill here. All right, we got some at $1. This might be the turn though. Yeah, I don't like this. Let's try to get out.
Let's
I mean,
see.
it's at $1 right now, but even the potential for reversal is not a good place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just hit the bid at 99 cents and got out there.
$6 penny.
Yep.
Yeah, we're real low in the case on 2 and 3. Well, they're all low in the case. Expecting a reversal here, folks. But every time I expect that reversal, it takes another dive down.
Yep. We got down to 97 and up to 103. So if you timed it better, there was a profit 101 there now. But man, you guys, we don't want to leave ourselves exposed today based on how intense the movement is.
All right.
Yeah, Deshaun got the 4 cents on SPY that Joe mentioned. Tim, can you fill us in on what strike price you
Yeah.
picked and why?
Actually, I just jumped back in at the 222, in at 96, up to 101 now. Actually, it's pulling back. I'm getting out. Sorry. And it didn't fill. Let me see if I can try again. Jumped over. All right, I got out at 94. And it's heading down again. It was a 2-cent loss for me. 96 to 94.
Nice.
A 2.0%.
Dang.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's diving now. Yeah. We're in real dangerous territory here. We're bottomed out. We're due for a reset.
Indeed.
Thought I could pick up a few cents on that before it did, but mistimed it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's up? Go ahead.
I'd say, David, to answer your question, where do I pick? Can you fill me in on what strike? Yeah, I pick whatever strike is closest to the dollar, because that's kind of our sweet spot.
And this is David, so he's got quite a bit of experience. Is there any other like more in-depth tidbits you can give him?
Sure. I'm also looking at volume near that price. I may go to another strike if the volume is not there. Also, something that Micah mentioned a little while ago is looking at pullback at that strike. If it's pulling back quite a bit, I may go to a different strike that's a little reasonable, not having quite pullbacks. Also, I'm looking at the delta. I want something at least 40, and you can see on Q now we can go quite a bit down before we're at a 40. So those are it. I'm also looking at the tick, of course, seeing where it's going, looking at Bollinger Bands, looking at the lowers, but that's how I pick my strike.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, Randy's over here now. You guys want to? It's
Randy?
12. Yeah, we've got him on there. So you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, let's unmute because we've already done 12 transactions. We're up positive 48.73, so we can do our phone Friday. I'm going to unmute him.
Great.
Okay.
Hey, Randy, you're unmuted. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Hey, you came in perfect. We've had a heck of a day. We're at 48.73 over about 12 transactions.
Yeah, I've been listening to you making all those profits.
So
Just
how's
right and left? Yeah, crazy market today.
Yeah, everybody. Randy has been with us 14 years, and he concentrates on quite a few number of covered call type trades and sort of a stretched out micro moment trade. And so, if you have any questions, like to speak to him, just throw your hand up there and ask him anything. Micah, what you had some questions people were thinking about yesterday or the day before, wanted to ask him?
Yeah. So I was wondering, more about the functionality of options and how they work a little bit. The main questions, that we thought to bring you on for is more some of the underlying things in the option chain, what happens, why options pull back in the short term the way they do, what time decay looks like on a Friday, and different things to watch out for with more of the option functionality than the charting. I guess that's kind of up to your interpretation on how you want to roll with that, but yeah.
Okay. First, I'll start off to say hello to everybody. Good to talk to everyone out there in micro moment trading land. You guys are having a good fun day today with this good decline in the market. While I was listening to you in the last few minutes, I just jumped into a SPX micro moment trading, made 3.3% in 3 minutes. I'm a little bit slower than Tim there, so it takes me 3 minutes to get my 3.3%. So
Nice work.
but anyway, as far as options go, especially Friday, and it's a good day to talk about Friday because it is Friday expiration. And as Joe mentioned, I do a lot with covered calls with options on a weekly basis. And so every Friday I have lots of things that expire. And I also trade the SPX micro moment kind of trading usually every morning. And so I watch how the time decay is happening and what the market maker is doing. For those that don't know, options are basically controlled by the market maker. So there's people, groups, and computers out there that are.
I'm sorry, Randy. I'm really sorry. I grabbed some of this put at 135.
Oh, good.
We're getting acceleration. We broke down through the Bollinger Band again. E3 is still flaring. There's the acceleration. Woo, mama. Let's set a sell to close here at 148. Pulling back 143. And filling progressively, filling, and we're out at 143.
Yeah.
8 cents, fantastic.
Yeah, and
There you go. That's a great return.
And I grabbed that that last push down on Q, went from 94 to 104.
Dang.
Wait. Q, what'd you get into the Q for?
94
What'd you get out for?
at 104.
Fantastic.
Huge return.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Sorry, Randy. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, hey, you can never be sorry about taking a profit.
That's right. There's the first lesson.
I never apologize for getting a profit, so don't worry about that.
Yeah,
That's a fantastic return right there, over 10% in
8.64.
Yeah, in like 8 seconds or 9 seconds. Just watching the charts. That's all you gotta do is watch those charts. It tells you.
Yeah, and we're getting these huge move downs. We've got good volume for this far into the session.
Unbelievable how much it's dropping. It like the S&P started at being down 5 this morning. It's already down 27. So it's just really dropped. That coronavirus, I guess.
Yeah.
And also, I think they said the consumer confidence wasn't that good. That came out at 10 o'clock. So. Anyway, still going down. Somewhere along the way, maybe somebody's going to do some buying, but they might be afraid of the weekend. So,
yeah, true.
As long as it keeps going down, that's great.
Yeah, and Q, just keep an eye on Q, folks. It keeps bouncing off of M1 and down through the lower Bollinger Band. It keeps on going. So it appears to still have energy.
To put this in perspective, guys, the 315 that I just traded is too expensive now. The first one I prepped today was the 320. It was like $1.10, $1.20 or something. It's at $5 right now.
Oh my gosh.
So we've moved down from the 320 to the 317.5, 315, and now the 312.5.
Mm-hmm.
To put today's movement in perspective. All right, Randy, floor is yours. We're done trading. Tim, feel free to trade, but we'll report it after.
We'll report after, yeah.
You know, we're not going to tell you if we do any more trades. Floor is yours, Randy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just to kind of go along with what you said about that option, I'm looking back at my first SPX trade this morning, got in at 51 seconds after the, 51 seconds after the market opened. I got into the 3270 put for 540. That 3270 put is $16.25 right now.
Wow.
I got in at 540 out at 590, so I made 50 cents, a little over 10% in like a minute this morning. But that one's at 6. It went from 5 to 16 already today. That's what the options are doing. It looks like we're getting that bounce that Tim was talking about right now. So be careful, but it could be setting up for another good decline. But anyway, as far as options go, there's a market maker out there, and probably in multiple different places, and they're putting together the buyers and the sellers. And sometimes the market maker is the buyer, and sometimes they're the seller. Their job is to keep the activity going. And when you look at like the QQQ and the Apple that you guys are doing, there's thousands of contracts that are being traded every day, thousands and thousands of them. So there's lots of activity going, and the market maker makes the spread. So there's the bid and the ask, and usually the fill is somewhere in between, but the market maker is getting the difference between those. So they're trying to buy them cheap and sell them higher, and they're always looking at their own charts, their own information. They know how many orders are coming and going, and so they're making that market, and they're trying to make a profit. And they're kind of like a bookie in Las Vegas. So their job is to try to get all the bets for and against coming in to balance out to where they have money left over. And so they're constantly changing the odds, and that's what the market maker does. They're constantly changing that spread and the actual options premium. And as you know, the option premium kind of moves along with the delta. And Tim was talking about the deltas of being 0.4-ish or so. That means if it moved $1 on the equity, then the option would move about 40 cents. Now, it doesn't have to follow exactly that mathematical calculation, but it's close in that ballpark. But the market maker is going to constantly change that delta as well. When it gets in the money, it's usually a delta of 0.5 or higher. So in the first part of the morning, the market maker, those first couple minutes, they're not exactly sure what that market is, and so the spreads are usually a little wider. Things are happening a lot quicker, and sometimes you'll actually get filled at values that never even showed up in the bid and the ask, that it goes that fast. I'll quite often get filled and it'll go, oh, I just made 30 cents, and I look and the option premium's not even up there yet on the post. So the things happen really quickly with options when the market is moving fast. Now, time decay, especially on Friday, or anytime you're trading the expiration day, after about the first hour or two, the market maker starts really dropping that time decay. And so there's a lot of times when it looks like I should be getting a profit because it's going in my direction, but he's not changing the premium to give you that profit. Again, they're looking at their book, so to speak, and they're looking at, wait a minute, do I really want to sell for that? Do I really want to buy for that? And they're making their adjustments as they go. So you really got to watch out for being in very long. In micro moment trading, it won't have that much of an impact since you guys are in and out in, like a minute. But if you're doing things that last longer than that, like in my case where I teach momentum trading, which is using the regular advanced chart, the daily advanced chart, instead of the intraday streaming charts. And so the trade lasts longer, like a day or two, sometimes only a few hours. But time decay will play a lot bigger role during that time when you're in the position for longer than a minute than it will on the micro moment trading. But what I found, especially on Fridays, if you're using the weekly expiration that's expiring that day, the market maker plays around a lot with those premiums and the deltas, especially as it gets closer to the end of the day. So you have to be cautious of that part. As you know, delta, the time value goes to 0 at expiration, but I've seen a lot on Fridays, especially, that the market maker will, it's like, wait a minute, it just went in my direction, but the premium decreased by 20 cents. You go, what's going on? Yeah, the market maker does that sometimes, that you think it should be going, I got a profit, look at the charts going in the right direction, but the premiums just aren't moving that fast. And that's because the market maker is playing their game. And there's no law against that. It's whatever's up there on the bid and the ask, that's what there is. And they'll change it accordingly. So in the first part of the morning, like you guys are trading in the first hour, then it typically moves pretty effectively with the tick. But later on in the day, I mean, I've watched where the equity just changed like 80 cents and he didn't even move the premium. And it's like, you want to start yelling and screaming and hollering and shaking your monitor and say, what's going on? How come I'm not being filled? But that's just the nature of the game. So you got to be careful about that.
That's what Micah does. He goes into those fits.
Yeah, yeah. That's why he's not on the video today, right?
Right.
So you can't see him beating on his computer.
Exactly, exactly. So Randy, what can we do in this short time frame to get a baseline, to know, to get the feeling of the market? What can we do in this short of a time frame to look at the option chain and say, if I get into this, it's going to, it's not going to move with the stock or anything like that? Is there any, indicators, signs we can see?
No, what I always do is I always have my option chain right up next to my intraday streaming chart, so that when I'm looking at anticipating, okay, I might be looking at getting in a put right now, and it might be at this strike. Well, as you guys like prep, you're looking at that line on the option chain, and I'm watching the bids and the asks move as the tick is moving. If the tick is moving and the bids and there's not changing the premiums, that means watch out. That market maker's he's looking at something, especially if it's like, okay, I'm looking at getting in a call, it's starting to go up, but wait a minute, he's not raising the call premium. A lot of times that means he thinks it's not going to go up for a long time, that he's getting ready for it to go down. Otherwise, he'd be raising those premiums on the calls. And keep in mind, if he raises the premium on the call when it's going up, that means he's selling for a higher price. So if he thinks that, no, it's not going to keep going up, it's going to start going down, he won't raise those call premiums because he doesn't want to be, if you're selling, he's buying. He doesn't want to be buying at the higher price when it's getting ready to go down. So right now, the Qs, you can see the Qs are starting to roll down. The tick just went below M1 and M2. The E1, red's getting ready to drop below blue at the high of the scale. There was an entry point. You even got the red arrow on there. There was an entry point for the put. So you would have been watching as you see that kind of almost double, triple top there on the tick. You'd be looking at, okay, am I thinking about getting into that put, and start watching the bid and the ask, the spread of the premiums on that strike, and see if it starts to go down, is he raising those premiums on that put? If he's not, then beware about getting in, because if he's not raising the premium while it's going down and you're wanting to buy the put, then you're not going to get your profit. But there was a good entry point, though. That was a great entry point right there.
That's really nice. It's really nice.
Oh, Tim was probly back there going,
I'm in it.
Yeah, I got that one. I got that
Well,
one.
actually, I'm in it.
He's in it. He's in it.
I'm in
What'd I
it.
tell you?
I saw that. It was a great explanation as it was going on.
Oh, that's a
what I-
classic setup right there.
It is. It is. That's beautiful. Look at
Did
that.
Tick going below M1, turn it down, going below M2, the red arrow, the top of the chart on E. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't get any better than that. That was a pretty big move too, wasn't it?
That was huge. I did. I got in at 9. Now I got out.
10% on that?
Yeah, another 10%.
There you go.
98 out at 108.
There you go.
It's up to 115 now.
Now, see, on quick moves like that, you're going to see those premiums move. I mean, the market maker is going to be moving those premiums, and he's going to move them pretty quick. There, it's even still going down more. It's going to hit the low of the day, it looks like.
Yeah. In fact, I tried jumping back in and couldn't. Just jump, wouldn't fill.
Wow.
But Friday afternoons, I don't like to do much on the micro moment trading on expiration day. That market maker can be really wacko.
Gets a little scary.
Yep.
Is there anything visible on the spread when that effect happens that you're talking about?
Yeah, that's one thing. The wider the spread goes, that means the market maker doesn't really have a clue what's going on. So you got to be real careful when there's a wide spread, because that's a good time when he's not going to fill when you think he should be filling.
Yep.
When there's that narrow spread of just a couple of cents, then he's pretty honed in on, yeah, this is the direction that I think that it's going.
Yep.
But if you start getting, I don't watch the spreads on the Q much because I'm doing SPX, but typically it's just a couple of cents. You know, if you see one that's 5 or 6, 7 cents, then you got to be cautious on that. That the wider the spread, the more uncertainty that the market maker has, and that market maker's got more information than anybody else because he's watching all of the orders, and so he's knowing, is there more buyers coming in? Is there more sellers? Are they doing calls? Are they doing puts? What's the direction of the equity going? And he's got all that information at his fingertips, and more than likely it's 100% computer assisted that's figuring all this stuff out in, you know, in microseconds. And
Hey, got a couple of more questions here for Randy. I want to say one thing about Randy. You know, I mentioned earlier he's been with us 14 years. Met him for the first time in Atlanta. We were doing a seminar.
it was the very first 2-day cover call seminar you held in Atlanta.
And Randy came to the seminar and actually was blind. And over all these years, he's recovered his blindness. And so he's doing good. So here's from Randy. I mean, from Kathy, she just says, welcome, Randy. And David says, why SPX versus SPY? Randy, why SPX versus SPY?
A couple of things. One is for the same amount of capital that I want to invest, it's a lot less contracts on SPX than SPY. So SPY, if you have less that you want to invest, then SPY would be what you could trade, because you're going to be like $1 or 80 cents or whatever a contract with SPY, where it's going to be $5 or $6 or $7 with SPX. Another thing about SPX is there's favorable tax treatment on indexes. And so I'm not a tax expert, so I'm not giving any advice or recommendations, but you can ask your own tax advisor about the 1256, section 1256 of the IRS code. It gives special tax treatment to indexes. And so I pay less income tax with the profits on SPX than I would on the same profits on SPY. But also I watch the movement of SPX because I'm looking at stocks. And so I'm looking at larger things going up and down, and then looking at the options on them. And so I'm just always watching SPX as kind of the telltale sign of the market. You know, the Dow is only 30 stocks, so I look at SPX more as more of what the market's actually doing. And so I'm just constantly watching that chart all the time. And but SPY moves the same. So you would have the same entry and exit points. My preference is just SPX. So SPY is just as good. And actually SPY is good for smaller accounts. Now that they've like eliminated commissions, there used to be a commission type issue as well, that there be less commission with less contracts on the SPX, more contracts, more commission on SPY. But now the commissions are almost zero, so that doesn't really play that big a part anymore.
Awesome. Here's another from Randy. This one is from David. Hi, Randy. What spread do you use for SPX on Micro Moment?
I guess he's talking about what's the strike that I use. I am usually 1 strike out of the money, sometimes 2, but I'm close to like what Tim was saying, that the delta around a 0.4. If you get in the money and really deep in the money, the premiums get real expensive. So I like to stay 1 or 2 strikes out of the money, and those are $5 strikes between $5 between the strikes on SPX. So it's like if it's trading right now at 32.55. If I was looking at getting the call, I'd be in the 32.60 or 30, yeah, about 32.60. They're 6 and a quarter now, and it's starting to go up, you can see. But that's what I do, and so that the delta is 0.41 on that. That's typically about where I'm at.
Okay. There's a couple of questions there. Randy, how you doing on time? You need to go or anything or what?
No, I'm fine. And hello to Kathy, and thanks Dave for the questions as well. Thanks.
Mike wants to pick up. There's a couple more questions after that last one to Randy.
Yeah, we'll roll through these from John. Welcome, John. He's a new client on here, so welcome. And man, what a good first day to watch. Very eventful. And Randy's a genius. He's been on with CSE for years and years. So you caught him. This is the first time we've had him on. So it's a great day to watch. He says, one, how far out on the option chain are you? We are always trading current week expiration. There's very few circumstances where we'll move out. So current week. Two, where can I find the video on platform setup? You can find it on our LinkedIn page. It's Micro Moment Trading LLC on LinkedIn. We're also on Facebook, Micro Moment Trading. And we have on the LinkedIn, not the Facebook, on the LinkedIn, we have a platform set up for TradeStation. Now, you know, we did like an hour-long session where we just went over platform stuff. Ultimately, the best things to ask, you know, the best place to learn that is from your platform. They have, you know, curriculum. You can call into them, things like that. They're better at it than we are. But there is a TradeStation one just to show how I do it. And then three, will you be coming out with basics introductory video to service? We're trying to figure that out. We find that people learn pretty well on the job, so to speak. For now, this question box is your portal to ask. There is no stupid questions. There's no, you know, too basic of a question. This connects the beginners to the advanced traders that we have on the service. So anything you want to ask, just throw it out there. We may come up with a pre-recorded video, like an intro down the road, but it hasn't been recorded yet. So for now, feel free to ask any question.
Yeah, and take it, you know, from a guy who started, you know, 7 months ago. Really, the best way to learn this, I'm not sure I could have learned this from a video. Frankly, really the best way is just being on here every day, going trade by trade, seeing how it works, how the setups are happening. You know, we have very few guidelines on how this works, and we can explain those in about 5 minutes. And the rest of it is just watching the setups, just learning to recognize the setups on the chart, really. And that just takes time.
Yep. It's going to be overwhelming for the first like 2-3 days. And then after that point, literally the rest of your time is just repetition. We're going to repeat those 2-3 days. Everything we say, we're going to say it over and over and over and over, because it's a system. It's a system we learn, we can profit off of. That's all.
Here's a question from David. It's pretty close to what Tim just answered. Tim, curious to know about your learning curve. At what point your understanding clicked into place, and since it clicked into place, your percentage of profitable days versus losing days. Pretty close to the last question.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and I talked about this yesterday, a couple of months to really kind of get comfortable. I think by the third month of daily viewing and trading, I had confidence that I was reading the chart correctly and could get in and out of trades comfortably. My percentage of winning trades continues to go up. You know, you listened to me the last 2 weeks. You know, I have one or two losers every day, practically. But those losers are usually between 1 and 2 cents, as opposed to 4 or 5 cents.
Awesome. Perfect. More questions for Randy, guys. Send them in. This is a huge opportunity for you guys, so make the most of it. Jay's wondering, Randy, if you could explain the red arrow.
The red arrow. That's the PSR. It's I can't remember what PSAR stands for. It's 4 different words, but it's just another kind of momentum indicator. It's the least useful. I mean, it's the very last thing. We don't trade on it. It's just like one more confirmation that all of the technical indicators look like it's moving in that direction. It can change quickly. Sometimes it'll be a green arrow, red arrow, then green arrow, like 2 or 3 ticks later. So it's just a confirmation. It's not a, oh, I see a red arrow, I'm going to buy a put, or I see a green one, I'm going to buy a call. Because you can see that there's sometimes where the green arrow comes in after it's already gone up, and then it turns around after that. But
Yep.
when you see like that massive setup on the queue where just everything said, man, it's going down, that red arrow popped in, that was just one more piece of confirmation. So it's especially with micro moment trading, those arrows are way too slow.
Yep.
So they're not like pointing to say this is the entries and the exits. It's just one extra momentum indicator on top of all the other ones.
Yeah, we're likely in and out of a trade before we get the PSAR arrow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's for again for micro moment. That's just it's the tick is moving faster than those arrows can.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, what's interesting? What's interesting? The market's down 339.74 on the Dow, and there's a lot of investors out there. That's actually money lost. That's real money lost. We're up 75.30. Something's not right in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, that's one thing. I mean, the absolute best trading technique to use right now with the way the market is micro moment trading. You can't beat that because things can change so fast with some kind of news or some kind of action that's happening out there. Somebody dies with coronavirus. What things can change so fast in the whole market, but with micro moment trading, you're in and out in a few seconds. So it doesn't really matter about all that other stuff.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks on the podcast. You know, we've never lived in a time where a tweet can move a market 400 points.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you got to respond accordingly, and micro moment is that response. Short-term momentum trades, I mean, it's where it's at. Indra says, do you have the toolbox also when learning on live sessions? The toolbox is a separate subscription because it has access to all the tools for our other techniques as well. It is cheaper if you are in the coaching than if not, but it is a separate subscription, and it's pretty cheap either way you do it. Kathy, did you say you also have a setup video for TD Ameritrade's platform? No, we haven't done a setup video. We did it live, so I have the recording of it. I just haven't edited it down. But everything's pretty similar to TradeStation. It's going to be named different things, but you know, every platform has an order manager. It's just different names for it, so it's going to be pretty similar.
Yeah, and actually on Thinkorswim, if you call their guys, they'll spend hours with you setting up every box, every possible thing. It's well worth it. You're paying them anyway, so
yep,
might as well use them.
Steve says, Randy, I haven't done any of your style momentum trading since the charting package changed. How do I set up the new charts like L1, L6, and L7?
Well, the L1, 6, everything's already set up. So you access it from the type of chart that you're requesting. Up there at the top of the screen, there's the little box with a little squiggly line in it. That's where you select the type of chart. So instead of selecting the ICE charts, you would select chart 1 and chart 2, and that gives you the overall advanced chart. So, but all the indicators, there's nothing to do to set up the indicators. They're just always there. Just
Yep.
like when you get into the ICE chart, everything's already there. You just watch how they change.
Yep, this is window 1, guys, and then this is window 2. So you can set this up like we have Q and Apple open, just you know, next to each other. Perfect. Oh, I scrolled. Get back to the questions here. One moment. Marion, morning, everyone. You all are amazing. For Tim, Randy, and Micah, each of you, what was your mental transition like when you pulled the trigger and went from paper trading to real money? Randy, if you can even remember, I know that was like 15 years ago or better for you. Why are you calling him out like that, Marion?
Hello, Marion. Hello. It is way different. Going from virtual trading to real live money trading, that finger becomes really shaky when you get ready to hit that button. It starts small. So
Yep.
start off with virtual trading, paper trading. It's back in 2006 when I started. That was terrible. I mean, paper trading was pretty much paper. You wrote it down. But now the virtual trading is so much better because it's just like the real thing. But when you're doing the virtual trading, you can do 100 contracts, no big deal. When you start to go live money, one contract. Get used to hitting the in, and especially the hardest thing is closing for a loss.
Yes.
So you heard Tim, he got in and got out for 2 cents of a loss because it was going the wrong way. You got to learn that. That is the key. You got to learn, get out. Don't be waiting to say, well, but I think it's going to come back. Then you're going to be down 30, 40, 50 cents.
Yeah.
So that's probably the hardest mental thing, is to close it for a loss. Start with one contract, do that for a while till you're really comfortable with it, then decide how much you want to trade after that.
Yep.
Yeah, great advice. And we talk about that a lot on this call is tightening up those losses, managing those losses, getting out fast. And that was one of the hardest things for me to learn. When I made that switch over from paper, it was a whole new world, right? Because we know on paper we're getting really generous fills and, oftentimes unrealistic numbers. So it was tough when I got into the real world. It was a lot different and it was hard. But the hardest thing about it was pulling that, when I was in a loss, was ending that trade. I had the hardest time with it. I had to get slapped several times with big losses before I figured that out.
Yep. It's very true. Yeah, I mean, same. There's not really much more to add to it. It's different mentally. That's why we were talking about, the kids. Like, if you were a child with no ego and didn't know what money meant and didn't know, what rent was or a mortgage was, or didn't know how expensive milk was, then it wouldn't be a problem. It's simply a problem because money has meaning to us, and we could talk about the effects of money on humanity forever.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. Money gets in our head, and
You can, nobody else can.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I have a certain way about me that I can talk about anything for about 6 hours, but
That comment that Barry had made about Randy kind of looks like maybe you two have the same kind of thinking.
Larry? I don't see Larry's comment.
Yeah. No, I know what I said. You and Marion, based on that comment she made about Randy, if you can even remember, that's sort of like something you would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah. Randy's like, ha ha, I enjoyed that. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Landon, hi Randy, great to hear from you. Wonder if you could comment on how you personally use the M lines in micro moment trading versus the L and E lines. I know the guys advise to focus on the E lines.
First off, I want to say love Marion. So I'll never say anything bad about Marion. She's great. But there's the M lines. I guess you're talking about the moving averages, and I always want to follow the moving average. I don't want to trade opposite of what the moving averages are doing. But the E lines are the like the trigger, the entrance and the exit points. So if the trend is going down with all the moving averages, I'm not looking at getting in a call. If the trend is going, if the trend is going up with all the moving averages, I'm not looking at getting in a put. I'm looking for the entry point for the direction that the market is going at the time. But the entry point, the trigger, is down there on E1, E2, and E3. So that's how I look That's how I look at it. So right now, like on the Qs, right, the averages are all going down. So there's an entry point for the put. So then I'm looking for the put entry points, waiting for it to go up, like Tim was talking about, going in between the Bollinger Band and M1. So it went up, hit M2, heading back down, broke below M1, heading down, E1's rolling over. So that's what I'm looking for, is when is that put entry, since everything is declining on the moving averages.
Awesome. David asks, well, Tim, have you made a bundle while Randy's been filling us up with all these good insights?
Yes, I have. I got to admit, you can see at about 10:25 that huge down push, and again at 10:40, and we're in that one now. So yeah, and the pressure down, being this is expiration day, the pressure down is even greater. So you can see everything is just pulling down. We have been at the bottom of the case for so long on 2 and 3. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
guys,
great.
we've been climbing for so long. It was time. I feel like yesterday, just nothing but the fact that the market was red yesterday was enough to start this. Because we've been grinding all-time highs and green Dows for so long. There needs to be, the market goes up and it goes down, and it will continue to go up and down for different periods, intervals. That's what we're trying to figure out. But yeah. Lennon says, hey, Randy, so far I'm not having any problem closing for a loss. My issue is closing for a profit. I still seem to be getting in way too late. So I'm still on a losing streak. Any advice? Before you comment, Randy, I find that's the main transition to live. It's not that you suddenly forget how to see the trade, right? It's that you have a tougher time being able to pull the trigger. So, that was my problem when I first went live, and it still hits me sometimes where, I'll see the trade set up and I'll have my finger over it, and it hovers and it keeps moving down. I saw it, 8 cents ago, but by the time I finally convinced myself to be able to pull into it, the move's already over. So that's my issue with it, is the hesitation. So what's your take on that, Randy?
I agree with that wholeheartedly. If I was switching over to live trading and all I had was losers, I'd go back to practicing again.
Yep.
Because there's something wrong with your decision point, and it could well be what Micah just said, is that you're just afraid that you just had 4 losses, and is this one really going down? And then by the time you get in, it's already like run the cycle, and it's starting to go the other way. So also find good setups. It really is, don't take marginal ones, but be more selective on the setup. You're going to hear Micah and Tim get in and out maybe 10 times. And so you go, well, I got to be able to do that really fast. No, wait for the best of the best and get everything lined up, and then get into those and do that for a while till you're successful.
Yeah, great advice. Absolutely.
He says he's making huge money on paper, but not on real money. Yeah, then I'd say it's obviously the mental game then, and what Randy's saying is exactly right. Start with one contract, negligible amounts, and you just got to go through that, and still only like trades. Guys, I've made millions of dollars on paper trading. Millions of dollars on trades that I would never have taken, Like it's totally a different ballgame. So yeah, take the best of the best setups, cherry pick, everything like that. Marion sends love, Randy. She says, thank you guys. All love. She's the only person on here that puts emojis on too. I didn't know you could put emojis on in the question box of GoToWebinar.
She's the emoji queen.
Yeah, she's very good at it.
Yeah,
She's
Very
fantastic.
Yeah. David says, Tim, Micah, when in a trade, do you watch the E lines to time and exit? No,
no.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm looking at the option chain.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at any hesitation in the option chain that's telling me that this move is exhausted, and then I'm out immediately. You know, and as you do this, you're going to find that most of our trades end up at about 3 or 4 cents profit. So.
Yep. Yeah, and 3 or 4 cents happens in such a short amount of time that you don't have to time the exit. That's something you do in longer term trades, momentum trades, but you know, like, and you know, so even on the bigger gains like today, we weren't timing it today.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I you know, put my finger on the bid, and if it's moving that fast, I put my finger on the bid and just follow it up, and I kind of like slowly follow it, and at the point I can catch up to it, you know, I'll almost like time, like move my finger up 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent, and when I catch up to it, when it slows down enough just for me to catch up, I'll just click through and pull. That's why you hear me, you know, saying like today I almost count with it. Like let's set a limit here at, you know, 37, 38, 39, 40, 141, 142, and filled. You know, that's why I count like that. On the big gains. So just so you know how I kind of catch that top.
You guys, we're up 82.99 for the day, 195.20 for the week.
Wow.
Hey,
Micah, one other quick comment about, like, you know, switching and getting profits, and also, especially when I'm just starting to go from paper trade to regular trade, take a profit quickly. So like you heard Tim, he's in at 98 at $1.08. If you're getting in at 98, get out at 99, get out at $1. So learn to take that profit quickly, because a lot of times what the problem is you're saying, okay, it's going, I'm staying in, I'm getting more, and all of a sudden, boom, it turns the other way, and your profit turns into a loss.
Yep.
So take those quickly until you get the experience of the Micahs and the Tims that says, okay, I know exactly what to be watching for. I know how everything works. I'm quick on the trigger, and I can take another 3, 4, 5 cents. But take that profit quick and start making yourself have those successes with those small profits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, the time it takes to rise to, you know, 4 cents, it takes half that time to drop 8 cents.
Yep. It's very true. And, you know, especially if it's a losing streak situation, when we're in losses, you know, humans have a big revenge complex. So we want to like get back at our losses with this big gain. You know, we've been losing for a week straight. I'm going to knock this out of the park. This is going to be the one. I'm going to get 30% and make it all back. That's the mentality you have to break. Take a 1 cent gain and then take another one and then take another one.
Hey, Mike, don't you think maybe take this a little too personal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a gambler mentality.
Yep.
That's when you're just speculating. And we don't do that here. We're not gambling. We're not speculating. You know, we're basing our trades off of solid information.
But see, the way Micah looks at it, if he makes a profit on a trade, that's good. He loves that stock. I mean, that's to his benefit. The stock helped to make a profit.
Exactly.
If he doesn't make a profit, he just turns totally against it, like it's a devil option, you know?
It's true. It's true. I'm way too much of an emotional trader. I think, and I've said this before, I think a serial killer would be the best trader on the planet. I really do. Like, imagine if there was no emotion in trading and you were just like a sociopath and just boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's moving up. I'm going to click the button. It'd be amazing. Lennon, I guess the biggest question I have with the cherry picking often the guys get in before the E lines show the entry. So the E lines, what makes them predictive? So let me ask you this: what shows a put, for instance? The E line crossing down. So if we ever get in early, it's because if the E line crossing down and flaring down is, if that's the indicator that shows us the put is happening, if we're going to get in early, we're going to do it when, we're looking, like if I'm looking for a call right now, you got E1, right? What do I want E2 to do? I want E2, think of the steps that precede that. E2 needs to flatten out fully, and then it needs to cover blue, right? And then I need to start seeing some visual blue underneath E2. All I need on E3 is just for it to flatten out. It doesn't even have to cross over yet. And what do I need from E1? I need it to be on the bottom and turn towards, like this on E1 right here. It was at the top and it just turned. Right here, that's enough. So as you get more comfortable with it, you see the preceding steps and you say, this is what is on its way to happening. So that's how we get in early is we don't need it to cross over. We need it to be in the position where it's going to cross over.
Hey guys, hold on a second. I'm going to have to leave. Now y'all can stay on all day if you want to, but I'm going to have to get away. And if you do anything, send me a text on it. Appreciate it. Randy, I really appreciate you being here. We'll have to do this periodically when you've got time to do it. And next time, I'm sure there'll be even a lot more people have.
Sure.
Have
Good talking to you, Joe.
I'm not going to cut this off. And Susan is recording this, and she's going to get it on YouTube. So don't cut anything off. Just let it expire this afternoon at 3 Central. So Micah, Tim, thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right.
See you, Joe.
See you, Joe. Thank you. And Randy, thank you.
Yeah, Tim and Mike, if there's no more questions for me, I'll get back to my cover call kind of straighten as well.
Yeah, everyone's just saying thanks. You got thanks from Lannon, David. So yeah, we really appreciate you being on. That was huge.
Yeah,
Thanks for
absolutely.
having me. I had a great time with you and your group. So have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
Bye.
Awesome,
Wow,
guys. What a good day.
Great stuff. Wow.
Yeah. In closing, that was a phenomenal day. We had some great trades, great volatility. Man, that was nice. So
yeah, it's a great day to be on.
And I'm gonna criticize you guys a little bit. You guys do not take enough advantage of Randy and Keith. They have a lot more experience than Tim and I combined. They're brilliant minds. Any sort of question you have about how options work, different details that aren't just like, oh, what does the E-line do? Like the more in-depth questions about functionality, they understand how all that works. Go on Thursday. It's free. You don't even have to be a client. Go on the Thursday podcast on YouTube and just type in those questions. They are there at your disposal for free, and they are super knowledgeable. I really think it would be worth your time. The podcasts are like 30 minutes long. Just hop on there and just type in those questions because those two guys they really know what they're doing. I mean, Keith got hired for making 985% or he was like 993 or something. He was almost 1,000% on his whole account for the year.
Wow.
That's how he got hired at CSE. And that was years ago, when you didn't have, stuff like commission-free options trading and everything. These guys really know what they're doing, and you need to utilize them. So, do with that what you will, I guess. But anything else from you, Tim?
No, sir. No, sir. I think that's it. It's been a great week. Thank you all. I think we made some great trades. And y'all have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday for more trading.
Perfect. Joseph, what is the YouTube name of the Thursday call to tune in? It's Unconventional Wisdom. You can go to our channel, Micro Moment Trading, on YouTube, and it'll be live at 10 a.m. Central Time, I think, on Thursdays?
Yeah.
10 a.m. Central. So
11 a.m. Eastern. Yep.
Perfect. All righty, guys. Hey, thank you. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
All right. Take care.
All right. Peace.